I'm excited to tell you about a new initiative that I started, and of course, I never do anything alone. So I'm really excited to tell you that Katrina Jenkins has agreed to join me, and we're going to bring to you a program called We Got Your Six. And this program is going to provide episode after episode of questions and answers provided by veterans and experts regarding the anti-malarial drug mefloquine, or Lariam as it's known today. It's rampant with horrid side effects and caregivers trying to deal and live with this. We have a vast connection now of people that we can access to answer questions if we cannot. And we have experts, Dr. Remington, Dr. Zugwiski, and many others that will join us. We have Paul Miller with the mass tort lawsuit. We have lots of connections, so we can provide you with answers that you may not have been able to get before. The show is about exactly what it's called. We Got Your Six. And we hope to do that. We hope to be that place that you can go to find answers and to know that you now have connected the dots to your health issues, and you now can belong to a vast community of people who have also awakened to the fact that they have mefloquine poisoning. Mefloquine poisoning has a name. It's quinism, and it's steeped in scientific and medical information, and we're going to provide that for you. So with no further ado, I want to introduce Katrina Jenkins, who come on this scene on fire over about a year ago, and she's ensued or provided new energy and awareness to this program that I was really lacking. It's been a long time for me, and it's exciting to see people that are as on fire as I am. Sadly, because they had to get here, not in a good way, but we're going to together make that a much better place to be, and hopefully provide others with answers as well. So with no further ado, my friend and fellow advocate, Katrina Jenkins. Hi, Katrina.
Hi Marj. Hi, everyone. I'm super excited. We've been talking about doing this for a couple months now. So it's exciting that the day that we're, deciding to do it's finally here, just despite whether, yeah, exactly. So it's a brand new year. So it's gonna be a super exciting one. So.
As Katrina said, we've been doing a lot of background, telling people in the background, look, this is what we're up to now. And they're like, oh my gosh, because when they say they're going to do something, they kind of do it. So here we are. And we will provide you with, updates and information and how to deal with symptoms. But we're going to provide you that through people who have lived and breathed this every day. This is not coming from someone who's read it in a textbook, right? Katrina herself is a caregiver and wife of a veteran who suffers with the side effects of mefloquine or quinism. So Katrina herself can provide so many answers that are factual, and she's lived it. But her network of caregivers as well can provide even more answers than her and I ever could. So we feel strongly, right, that we could access pretty much anyone for answers, right? And so knowing that, we thought that this was the best tool we could use to provide some media, right? We've had lots of media. I've been interviewed countless times since 1993 when my story began, only that they're gone the next day. It's not enough.
And then what I've been finding is you'll share so much information about mefloquine or about your journey, and then it's like all of that is left out, right? So then you're left with, you're either being cut out altogether, or you're being shared as, your little bit about caregiving, or, mefloquine's out of there altogether. So I think that we can change that together.
I agree, and we tell the real story, right? The whole story, not leave people hanging. There's hope. We can share that. It's not all bleak anymore. I mean, back in the day when I wore my tinfoil hat, no one listened. It was bleak, and I watched the crisis grow because no one would listen to me. And every time I say I'm glad that someone like you has joined me, how else do you say it other than I'm glad that there's awareness, but I'm not glad that it took more people to get ill to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they just listen, you know? And we're going to talk about a forced drug trial, and we're going to talk about Somalia. We're going to talk about why we need to reopen the Somalia affair, and we're going to, you know, provide all the answers we can. We're ready to answer the hard questions for you as best we can. And if we can't get it, we'll today or during the show, we will definitely update and tell you. The show is not going to end today or tomorrow, and we're not going to leave you hanging. That was how Trina and I discussed this. You know, we all need a little hope, and it's actually there. It's just not being provided.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited to interview like different people. So like sometimes we'll have like guests, and then other times, you know, it might just be the two of us, you know, just having a chat. So
Yes, because if someone chooses to call in and we need to help that person through the process, we're not about selling the news. We're not about that big impact of bang for your buck. We're about reality, and we're about helping those out there who need this information, because we got your six. Mm-hmm. We do. And I'm excited to be in a place where we can control that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it's so common that like after, you know, episodes and documentaries get released, you know, that are related to methylquin, that there's behind the scenes where, you know, we talk about, you know, if only this could have been shown that way, or if only, you know, they would have shared information about, you know, where to get help or what to do next, or kind of like what's happening in our world, you know, because we're like a global movement.
Exactly.
So, you know, there's always these things that we're like, oh, you know, good to get the exposure, but it'd be nice if they included this. So it's going to be wonderful that we can actually do that. So.
And I think you hit that, like, we are global, and we still seem so small in the media. Everything, it sets a precedent over another soldier taking his life. That's so wrong. For the past 4 years, Trump trumps us, or something stupid happens, when the reality is we have people dying. We have a military suicide epidemic. And I firmly believe that, and I think you'll agree with me, Trina, that the rally that we created, or was a brainchild of mine 3 years ago, has grown into something where, you know, we come away from that with so much more to provide every time, and we've become global, and it's reached so many people. And I think we may have stemmed that military suicide episode or epidemic a little bit. I mean, I say that cautiously, but watching the numbers from then till now, and that's what it's about. It's about awareness. It's about getting the information to those people that haven't heard it yet.
Absolutely.
Or heard it and just got left hanging. Like, I have methylquin poisoning now, but.
Exactly. And I feel like this show kind of bridges the gap, right? Because like the rally happens like once a year, you know? And then so now we have a way to get like more of that information and more of the learning in the community and the feeling of the rally. We can get that out any day, right? Like,
Exactly.
And
you know, if it wasn't for advocates sharing even the W5 stories or whatever throughout the media, keeping them alive, they would have been gone long time ago. So, yeah, I think that's the key. I think that we need to just be here. And like you said, this show has no strict platform, because it may be the day that someone just calls in and learns that, oh God, I get it, you know. We want to be there for you if you're that person. And we're not going to shut down until you're ready. And you won't be left hanging, even if we have to talk afterwards. There are resources. There's information. There's experts. You're not alone. And there is help. And that's what we need to get out. That this is not a death sentence anymore. This is not the end of it. We're going to bring on Dave Bona, who I lovingly call Dr. Dave. And from here on in, he will be Dr. Dave on this show. he has such a great way, right, Gina, of explaining everything to people in the real way where you understand it because he's lived it and survived it and succeeded to, get ahead and claim his life back.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're looking for people actually to interview. So, of course we have our favorites and the go-to, the people that like we talk to in our inbox like every day. So we're looking, to interview those people, and of course, like, any of the experts globally, any other advocates, caregivers. I'm really interested in learning more about the civilians that took the drug as well, right? Because world travelers take this.
Yes.
So I want to know how we can reach those people, and I want to know what they need from us as well.
And I think that's one of my biggest, I have to say that, honest to God, since 1993, and then specifically, I believe it was 97, but we get those facts right. That drug became available to the everyday traveler, and they never studied that drug. That false drug trial that my husband belonged to, they didn't even know they were on, gleaned no information. They just fast-tracked that drug into the public, and you're right. The public needs to realize that a lot of their health issues around mental illness and much more, if they've taken Larium, they can connect their dots right back to it for their health issues for sure. They need to understand how they were duped.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's so important to learn our history, right?
And tell the history, tell the truth. That's what I've been bleeping for 27 years. We need to tell the truth. I'm sorry. It's not been told. That used to be my job. Now it's ours. There's so many of us now, it's not funny, but we have to laugh about it because it's been such a long road that, you have to find joy in the fellowships we've made and the connections we've made. And, we've made lots, like politically, medically, everywhere, everyone. And I don't want one person to think they're any less than another when we bring them on here, because methylquin poisoning affects everyone almost the same. But, there are differences, but the symptoms are pretty clear.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
We got your 6 is going to be here, and we're going to work hard at it. So, and we're up for criticism. So, if this isn't working or you think we could provide more, please, don't be critical, but give us a solution and we'll definitely jump on it, because we're all about awareness. For sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for, bringing me on this journey. And, for everything that you've done to me, or done for me over the past year. I can't imagine, not having you, or, not having you to have, these fun, like, projects and everything to work on. So.
And now they have you too, and that's what it's about. It's about growing, our little bundle of people so that we are actually there for everyone. And it's a huge, vast number, but we have resources now. So I'm excited you're here too. I told you you're going to be sorry you met me. It's like rallies and talk shows and what's next, but you never know. So Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Kentrina. I'm excited for our show to really take off and to show you, our methylquin world.
Absolutely.
In a good way, in a positive way, but also, in a factual way.
Well, I think having hope is the biggest, the most important fact, right?
Right, and there is hope. It's not just words. There really is hope. We can help point people in the right direction for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so for now, let's just on to the next person. We're looking for our first victim.
Absolutely.
No, we actually do have people we will interview and provide the beginnings. I really want to start with people like Dave Bona, Mike Rood, who's on the Mike Rood or the Rood Awakening tour, sorry. And he can, check in with us like Dr. Dave will. So we'll have those for our regulars, and we'll have doctors who can talk to us about brain mapping and neurofeedback, and just all kinds of stuff. I could just go on forever.
Looking forward to it. Okay, so that's it for today, and looking forward to the next episode.
Have a good day. Happy New Year.
Bye.